So Manny, thank you for joining us on Channel Punjabi. So Manny, how did you get your start in hockey?
I was 7 years old, and my next door neighbor and best friend at the time was going to start playing ice hockey. We did everything together, so I decided I want to try it. So I asked my parents if I could join up in one of the leagues back home, and they thought about it for 10-15 minutes. They called me back in and said I could play, figuring I'd get tired of the early morning practices in the cold arenas, but that was the start of it for me.
So what year did you enter the NHL, and who was your first NHL team?
I was drafted in '98 by the New York Rangers, and that was my first year.
You've played most of your NHL career in the U.S. How does it feel to be back in Canada and playing for one of the best teams in the NHL, the Vancouver Canucks?
Well, it's a special experience. Playing on U.S. teams, every time you come to a Canadian city, there's that much more hype all the time. There's more media attention, there's more cameras around, there's more family and friends in the stands. So no different coming here. It's an incredible hockey market. A sold out crowd every game. The fans are definitely into it around town. Everywhere you go, there's always Canucks talk going on. And to be a part of so far such a successful team, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun coming to the rink every day when you're winning.
You've also won the bronze medal at the 2000 World Junior Championships in Sweden. Tell us about that experience.
Like everybody says, anytime you have an opportunity to represent your country, it's definitely an incredible honor. And going to Sweden that year, again, we had a really good team, and looking back, it's an accomplishment to win a medal at that tournament. But as Canadian fans know, we're out there for gold all the time, and we just weren't able to come home with the main prize. But we were proud of our accomplishments looking back.
Manny, did you face many challenges in your earlier years playing hockey in Mississauga and being Indo-Canadian? And were there other Indo-Canadian players that played with you or were in the same league as you?
I guess the fact that Mississauga and Toronto is so multicultural, I didn't experience too many differences from the other kids growing up, and nor did I look at myself as being a different player out on the ice. I think that's the great thing about hockey, is that once you get out on the ice, you're judged on how you play the game as opposed to the color of your skin or your background. And there was one other Indo-Canadian. He was a goalie in our league. So he and his parents and my parents would talk when we played against each other. They were talking to each other in the stands.
Hockey has become much more diverse over the years, but from your experience, what suggestions or advice would you give Indo-Canadian parents and kids that are interested in joining ice hockey but might be worried about discrimination?
Like I said before, I think those days are kind of in the past. Just growing up in such a multicultural society now, I don't think kids should be afraid of experiencing discrimination and experiencing intolerance by different people out on the ice or parents. But my biggest advice for anybody playing the game of hockey is just enjoy it. Make sure that when you get to the rink, it's an enjoyable experience. You're having fun. You're having a good time with your teammates, and not to put too much pressure on yourself.
Manny, you're an extremely popular player amongst Vancouver fans in general, but you're extremely popular within the hockey craze Indo-Canadian community here in BC. How does it feel to be a role model for the Indo-Canadian community here in BC?
It's a pretty cool feeling. I don't often think about it on a daily basis, but when I hear Indo-Canadians come up to me and say, "Oh, they're watching hockey because I'm playing for the Canucks," or their son is joining hockey because he's seen me play hockey. That's a pretty cool feeling to have. It just puts a little bit more pressure on you to always want to do the right thing.
What advice in general would you give to kids who want to pursue a career in NHL and be an NHL star like yourself?
I think the biggest thing that allowed me to reach my goal was that my parents were never pushy when it came to playing the game. It was never hockey talk on the way home, or going over the game and X's and O's. It was always the first question when I got in the car was, "Did you have fun and what do you want to eat?" So it was never a pressure situation for me, and that's what allowed me to fall in love with the game, as opposed to at a young age looking at it as a career path option.
Manny, I'm going to ask you some Punjabi related questions on a lighter note. Do you speak or understand Punjabi?
I speak and understand a couple of words that I'm not allowed to say on camera.
Have you had a chance to watch a Punjabi version of CBC's Hockey Night in Canada?
I have not yet. I've heard it on the radio. I heard a quick snippet of a broadcast before, but it's pretty interesting to hear.
What's your favorite Punjabi dish?
I like saag paneer, malai kofta. What else is there? Matar paneer. Pretty open when it comes to Indian food. I like it all. Butter chicken is classic. Yeah, I like it all really.
Do you or have you ever listened to Punjabi music?
A little bit. I went in high school. There was quite an Indo-Canadian population at my school, so we were into that a little bit more in high school. You don't hear it too often these days.
Have you experienced a rich Punjabi culture in Vancouver since moving here?
You definitely see the population and you see the faces in the crowd, and see a lot of Indo-Canadians around, but to say that I've been immersed in the culture around here is not exactly what I've been into so far. Yeah.
Do you head back home to Mississauga during off season?
I used to. My family's all there. My wife is from Victoria, so we spend our summers in Victoria now. But we always make a habit of making at least a week-long trip to go see my family back east.
And for all our viewers in Mississauga and Eastern Canada, were you a Leafs fan growing up?
I was not a Leafs fan growing up. When my father came over, he came to Boston first, so he became a Sox fan and a Bruins fan. So I was brainwashed into being a Bruins fan at a young age.
Okay, Manny, thank you for taking the time out. Is there any message you would like to give your fans back home in Toronto and Mississauga?
Thanks for the support all the way growing up. An incredible place to play hockey, an incredible opportunity for kids that, in such a large city, you have the best of the best competition coming out of there.
Thank you.
I'm Manny Malhotra of the Vancouver Canucks, and you're watching Channel Punjabi.